This past week, if you tuned in at all for IEM Katowice 2024, we got to witness something we will never see again in the history of Counter-Strike, and that was maybe the greatest individual performance ever played in any tournament ever by a young 17-year-old player from Russia by the name of Donk. The absurdity of his individual performance and the play of Team Spirit as a whole got to the point that analysts, players alike, pundits online, no one knew what to say other than that, man, everyone was getting donked. They would come up through the play-in, into the group stages, they would work their way all the way to the grand final, taking on some of the greatest teams and players in Counter-Strike today, including Complexity, Na'Vi, and eventually FaZe. And along the way, Donk would play 13 maps of Counter-Strike, he would go -0 times, he would average a 1.7 rating for the entire tournament. And for those of you who may not know or are newer to the scene, rating is a stat made by HLTV that takes into account such factors as your number of kills per round, the survival rate of the individual player per round, the amount of multi-kills, and eventually it will be updated to also include new stats such as cast and ADR, which we'll get into in a little bit. Basically a refinement to the original formula to better tell you just how good a player played in a tournament. So again, to put it in perspective, Donk 1.70 over 13 maps played. The only other performance that's even close is NiKo's legendary ESL New York run in 2017, where he also managed a 1.70 rating. The difference being, NiKo did it in 7 maps. Donk played 13 full maps of Counter-Strike and slightly edged out NiKo's legendary 1.7 in the process. Simply put, this is the greatest rookie debut ever in Counter-Strike. It's arguably the greatest individual performance in Counter-Strike history. And to top it off, in the grand final, on stage, in a best of 5 against FaZe, Donk went on to drop 82 kills, a 1.93 rating, and send them the fuck home in 3 games. So today, we're going to take a look at what Donk did to decimate and destroy the competition, why the eye test shows he is absolutely legit, and that this was not an overperformance. And we're also going to talk about how Team Spirit are also an incredible team in their own right, and they should be the new favorites going into the major in March. If that sounds interesting to you, make sure you guys take a second, leave a like, leave a comment down below, and subscribe to the channel for more stuff coming your way. This is a little different for me. I like to focus on content around getting better at the game, my own personal experiences playing the game, but I'm also an avid fan of watching Counter-Strike. I love watching this game at the highest level, and I just can't help myself. I have to talk about what this kid is doing because it's insane stuff. Also, take a second, follow me on Twitch as well, and let's just get started. Alright, so we're starting with the first map of the finals here. We're talking about Nuke. And we're going to notice right away a few things that really show that Donk is legit and that this isn't some kind of crazy overperformance. Let's talk about how Donk is set up in Team Spirit. He is taking some of the most important anchor roles on the CT side, and he is often the first or second man entering in on the T side. They are putting him in star player positions where they expect him to get 1 or more kills and open up the round for the team. You also have behind him Shiro, who is a definitive top 5 opper in the world and played at an MVP caliber himself in this tournament. So that 1-2 punch of Shiro in the back, Donk in the front, you have Zontix as the secondary entry, and then you have Magix lurking, and Chopper bringing up the rear as the in-game leader. This team structure is elite. And what it really boils down to in this tournament was Donk's ability to find multi-kills. Donk was multi-killing at a rate I have never seen in a professional tournament ever. He averaged 1.1 kills per round, which is unheard of. And there were stretches in this finals where it was like 4, 5, 6 rounds in a row where Donk would get 2 or more kills because nobody could stop him, which is insane. The pistol round is playing out in the background here. Donk, he gets his picks. He works with Shiro on the A site to shut down FaZe and get the first round. We don't see the second round, we're skipping ahead a little bit. He gets 3 more picks on the ecoing FaZe players. Even on round 3, a round they ultimately lose due to an insane clutch by Rops, here's Donk entering into the lower bomb site for his team, clock ticking, the defuse timers going down, and gets an insane double kill by the dark corner that puts him in a position where if they had kits, they would have won this round. So again, immediate impact. We're 3 rounds in, Donk has 7 kills, and we're moving into our first round we're really going to closely analyze here, and that's round 4. And what we're going to look at here is the eye test. Because if a player was overperforming, we'd be looking at insane flick shots, out-of-body aim, just things that cannot be replicated on a game-to-game basis. And so far, it seems that Donk can in fact repeat these performances because his mechanics are so goddamn solid. We're focused on the outside here. FaZe are going to put up the smoke wall to move to secret. Donk is playing a mini. It's going to fish through the smoke and gets Rain on the spray down, which already, it's a great play, great pre-fire, gets lucky, pays for it. After a little more patience, goes for another spray down, catches Frozen out. Now both those kills, you're not going to get those every round. However, the wherewithal to pre-fire to know that FaZe likes to cross those smokes more often than not, it's good. It's good thinking, it's good pre-firing, and he gets very lucky this time for it. However, what he does next is where this is a really smart play. The round is playing out, and you can look on the minimap here that Donk is actually reverse boosting back into heaven from Hut so he can rotate around outside to support his teammates from a different position, because FaZe are going to be looking for him mini now. He's abandoning the mini control, Zox is going to back up towards ramp, get picked, and now FaZe think they might have outside control because they can look towards mini and look for Donk, but here he is at Hell, and this spray down is incredible. We're going to back up and watch the spray down again in slow motion. Watch here as he takes his swing from Hell. He knows there's at least one red box. What Donk is going to do here is incredibly high level mechanical skill. He's going to very calmly miss his first few shots, he's not quite on target, he's going to take the second to reform his aim, and once he knows he's on target, he's just going to trust an M4A1S spray from this far away for a multi-kill. This level of spray control is so hard to do. Pros can barely do this every single time on command. It's so hard to control the spray this well at this distance. The only parallels for me, this looks like prime Get Right. If you've never watched Get Right in his prime 2014, 2015, Get Right was a master of spray control. He would be able to move around corners, crouching and spraying and staying on target. His ability to get multi-kills was almost unmatched in the game, and it wouldn't be until we see people like Nico later on who could show a level even beyond that. And at this early in his career, his ability to command spray control at various different points for multi-kills is so far ahead of where he should be for a 17-year-old that is very indicative of him being legit as hell. He's not relying on freak, snap aim, headshot, headshot, headshot. He has that. He has incredible accuracy in his back pocket, but he's not getting freaky kills. He's sitting down, anchoring a spot, and saying, hey, peek me. I'm gonna control 15, 20, 25 bullets in this spray, and I'm going to take you down. Now, another definitive aspect of when you're eye testing how good a player is to look at them in all situations. How they do in ecos, pistol rounds, half buys, full buys. You see them in every situation at advantage and disadvantage and how they manage to play through those scenarios. And again, Donk passes with flying colors. His pistol rounds across this tournament were crazy. And in this finals, he had at least one good pistol round per map, which is insane efficiency. We're going to take a look at 2 of those pistol rounds right now. We're going to look at the second half pistol on Mirage and the first half pistol on Overpass. Firstly, Mirage, this is the ultimate test for young nerfs. What's going to happen here is FaZe are going to go for an all-out A-rush. They're going to collapse into the site. Flashbangs everywhere, smokes towards jungle. T-Spirit have 3 players on site, 1 balcony, 2 players on site holding off. There's so much chaos going on in this round, and there's Donk at default, holding out, finding 1, 2, and a 3rd kill. The triple kill with the support from Shiro with the dualies to just wipe out the FaZe push. This stumped all momentum FaZe were trying to establish by going fast A to try and break Spirit, and it's all because Donk held his nerve, found the headshots he needed, his aim is steady, his target prioritization was there. FaZe, they're distracted by Shiro on balcony, and Donk is just able to get these amazing cleanups. Again, these aren't freaky flicks, these aren't insane shots. He very calmly goes 1 to 2 to 3 and just wipes FaZe out of the round. Moving on to Overpass, we're going to see him get a little bit pressured here. So far, he's been getting these rounds super cleanly. It's not always that easy. He's going to go for the aggressive long control with Zontics. They're going to take the swing towards Playground. They're going to find Rain, but not at an easy cost. Zontics goes down to low health. Donk also takes a Glock dink. Donk is now 35 health. He's very vulnerable to these Glocks here, but Again, Team Spirit, they show great patience and poise beyond what this team should be at this point, considering they're so new and so young. They hear the long pushes coming. Donk is going to tuck underneath the planter, and again, the patience here is perfect. Shiro baits the shots out, isn't able to get one himself. Donk finds the clean one tap, stays in cover, remains calm, finds the second crucial pick onto Brokey, and with the support from his teammates, once again, they've shut FaZe out of another pistol round. And again, I can't emphasize enough the fact that Team Spirit won this series, not just Donk. Yes, Donk went for 82, plus minus 42, the 124 ADR. Insane stat lines. But keep in mind, Shiro, right behind him, would have led the series in kills as well, with 53 if Donk wasn't there. So again, this was a team effort. Magix lurked, won many rounds by himself in the clutch throughout this tournament. Zontix was a great second, third man in, getting single and multi kills when he needed to, and Chopper held down himself, and much like Kerrigan had flashes throughout the tournament, would go for big kills when it absolutely was necessary. This was a team effort, and I think that's showcased no more than this round on Mirage, where things aren't going to go perfectly, but the mid-round calling and the patience for Spirit here are admirable and show great leadership. So we're a little ways into this 5th round here on Mirage. We're going to pause for a second and take a look at what's going on. What's happened here is that Spirit have set up for an A split. They went for the early mid control, smoked window, took control. They have chair and connector ready. They're holding cat. They're waiting for FaZe to make a move. Meanwhile, Donk has the bomb towards A ramp, with Zontix ready to support him in Palace. Now here is where things are going to get a little interesting. Things are going to go a little bit weird this round, and we're going to look closely at how Team Spirit react and call around this. Now, first things first, it's a Donk video. Donk gets the early pick ramp, immediately traded back by Brokey onto Chomper on connector, and now Frozen is creeping up catwalk for intel. He hears Shiro walking with the omp, and this is going to get a little awkward for FaZe, but it's not going to quite work on their favor. Shiro spots him out, you get Magix coming out of the connector, and together with Shiro, they pick Frozen on catwalk. Meanwhile, the entire time, Donk and Zontix have been rotating the bomb straight to B. The mid presence, the calls from Frozen have drawn Kerrigan off site, and that leaves B site totally open here for Team Spirit to take it. Kerrigan's going to hop out here, he's going to miss the spray on Shiro and get picked off by Zontix. At that point, it's round over. Magix with the great lurking connector is going to catch Rain off guard, is going to find the final kill onto Brokey, and it looks like this was a pre-orchestrated play. They wanted to draw attention mid and A early, and then rotate and take it B. It was a bit of good fortune that Frozen played the round he did, where he pushed up mid, because it forced Kerrigan to rotate off B based off the intel, which left B side wide open for Team Spirit to swing in. And again, the coordination, Magix on the lurk here is what seals the round, while everyone else holds the B side. It's just wonderfully well called and well structured for the play. And lastly, we go back to Overpass, round 6, to see exactly the kind of Counter-Strike that Team Spirit played throughout this tournament. FaZe, they're on the full eco. Shiro, with the op in hand, is going to hold bathrooms. And what plays out next is just perfection. Shiro with the pick. Donk immediately runs forward in front to draw out the remaining players, gets a perfect 3-man spray down, goes confidently for the last frag with the flash from his teammate, gets the 1-tap, the 4K. This spray down is so pretty, man. So many people are not able to do this. The full mag dump spray down 3-man from distance. Yeah, sure, they're ecoing players. I don't care. There are a lot of pros who still wouldn't be able to do this without redirecting their aim or bursting in some way. That full spray is so uncommon, especially in CS2. It's just incredible. Yeah, listen, have I been doing tricks on? Have I just been glazing this entire video? Yeah, I have. Because this is ridiculous. We won't see another tournament like this from an individual player, maybe ever. So appreciate the greatness while it's here. Leave a like, leave a comment down below. Subscribe to me for more stuff, dude. I'm so flabbergasted. I'm just absolutely shook right now. And while you're down there, follow me on Twitch. I stream almost every night, 8:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, twitch.tv/lionhearts1337. I hope to see you there. Donk forever. Peace.